Hello again. Glad you're back. How's school going? It's been a couple weeks now, huh? Are you getting used to it? Well, today I have a book about something that happens at a school. It's about two girls, Monica and Katie, and they've been best friends since kindergarten. And now it looks like they're probably in middle school. And now something's not right. Let's read and find out. My Secret Bully, written by Tracy Ludwig, illustrations by Abigail Marble. And interestingly enough, both Trudy and Abigail live in Portland, Oregon. Katie is my secret bully. A lot of people would be surprised to know this because they think she's my friend. And she does act like my friend sometimes. But lately, I'm not so sure. Katie and I have known each other since kindergarten. We've spent a lot of time together because we like doing the same kinds of things. Making perfumes with flowers picked from my yard, playing soccer in the rain, sharing secrets, and spying on our bossy know-it-all brothers. I love being around Katie when she's nice to me. But there are times when she's not. She can be just plain mean. And I don't know why. It all started a few months ago during school recess. I noticed Katie whispering to a group of girls and looking at me. I went up to them and asked, "What are they talking about?" She said, "Oh, nothing, Monica. I'll tell you later." Then some of the other girls giggled like it really was something, and that made me feel bad. The next day, when I was playing with Sarah, Katie grabbed my arm and pulled me away. "Katie, stop it," I said. "I was talking to Sarah." "If you play with her," she whispered in my ear, "I won't come over to your house tomorrow." Then she let go of my arm and skipped away as if nothing happened. But something did happen, and it didn't feel right to me. I wasn't sure what to do. I really wanted to get together with Katie, but I wanted to play with Sarah too. So I just ignored what Katie said and thinking maybe she was having a bad day. A few days later, I saw Katie playing wall ball with Sarah. It looked like a lot of fun, so I asked if I could join them. Katie just stared at me and didn't say anything. Not one word. "Katie," I asked again, "can I play wall ball with you and Sarah?" "We're in the middle of a special game right now. Maybe later." I looked at Sarah, hoping she would change Katie's mind, but she didn't say anything. Sarah just stared at her shoes and pretended I wasn't there. So I walked away, feeling a tight knot growing in my belly. At night, I couldn't concentrate on my homework, and my mom noticed. "What's wrong, Sweet Pea?" she asked. "I'm having trouble with Katie," I said. "She seems to be really mad at me, and I don't know why." "You've been friends for a long time, Monica. I'm sure you'll work it out," she said. I guess, but I really wasn't so sure. "Well, why don't you give her a call and talk to her about it? Mom suggested. So I did. But when I asked her if she was mad at me for some reason, Katie said, "No, I'm not mad at you. You're just so sensitive about stuff." Well, I have to do my homework now. See you later. Well, maybe she was right. Maybe I was too sensitive. Things didn't get any better after a while. In fact, they got worse, much worse. It got to the point where no one would play with me at recess. I was all by myself. And there was Katie hanging out with my other friends, laughing and being all sweet and nice to everyone. But me. Maybe there was something wrong with me. Last month, for the third day in a row, I told my mom that I had a bad stomach ache and didn't feel good enough to go to school. "You've been complaining about stomach aches a lot lately," she said. "Is there something going on at school that's giving you this upset stomach, Monica?" When I saw the look of love and worry in Mom's eyes, I knew I couldn't keep my secret bully a secret any longer. At first, I just started to cry and couldn't stop. Mom hugged me a lot and waited patiently for me to talk. And I did. I told her how hard it was to be friends with Katie. She's nice to me when we're playing alone, but really mean to me when we're around other people. I even think she's been saying bad things about me to my friends, so they won't like me, I explained. I told my mom everything, and she listened to what I had to say. I mean, she really listened to me. Mom didn't blame me or ask me to be nicer to Katie, and she didn't say, "That's just the way girls are, so you better get used to it," like my babysitter did when I tried to talk to her about it. I felt a lot better after I talked with my mom. Mom says there are some problems in life that aren't easily solved, and this is one of them. But it helps to know that I'm not alone. I found out that a lot of other kids have had this happen to them. Even my mom when she was a kid. But that doesn't make it right. And that doesn't mean this is the way it has to be. Mom and I talked about what I could do to stand up for myself. We even did what my mom calls role-playing, where she acted like she was Katie, and I got to practice out loud what I wanted to say to her without sounding like a bully myself. So, the next day, I was ready. I walked right up to Katie during morning recess, waiting for her to do her worst. She looked at me and started whispering to her circle of friends. I stared at her straight in the eyes and said, "Katie, does it make you feel good to make me feel bad? Because friends don't do that to friends." She turned red in the face and looked away. Right then I knew Katie could no longer hurt me. I don't see Katie anymore. I feel sad about that. But now I know that real friends don't treat each other the way she treated me. Real friends respect your feelings and work things out with you when you have problems. Real friends like you just the way you are. Will I ever be friends with Katie again? I don't think so. I just want to be around people who really like me. I'm feeling much better about myself these days. I've made new friends at school and on my gymnastics team. And I don't get stomach aches like I did before. Having a secret bully was eating up my insides. But now that the secret's out, I don't feel bad anymore. It's nice to know that whatever I do, I'm going to be just fine. The end. Well, Monica finally figured out something to do about the problem, right? It wasn't what she wanted, right? She and Katie doesn't look like they're going to be friends anymore, which is kind of sad. But she's feeling better about herself, right? And she figured out it wasn't her fault. She didn't deserve to be treated that way. And she asked for help. And did you notice she had to ask more than one person before she got somebody to help her? You know, first she tried her babysitter, who basically said, well, that's just the way things are, live with it. But her mom had some good advice, right? So we have to remember, if that happens to you, you may have to tell more than one person before you get some good help. But you should just keep asking until someone listens, right? And something else occurred to me. I was thinking about, what does God think of what Katie was doing? Or what about Sarah? Remember, Sarah was a friend who didn't do anything when Katie kept being a bully to Monica, right? That wasn't good, was it? Was it? And does God still love Sarah and Katie? Well, we're figuring, well, of course he loves. He loves Monica, of course, because she's trying to be good, right? But does he love Sarah and Katie? What do you think? Well, guess what? God loves all three of them. A whole bunch. And you're going, well, that just doesn't seem fair, right? But God knows that we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all do stuff we shouldn't do, right? And He's hoping we will choose to do good things. But sometimes we don't. And I think God is working and trying to get Katie to see maybe that's not such a good thing what you're doing. And sometimes, God may actually do that by maybe if Sarah would have spoken up and said, don't do that, Katie. Sarah would have been helping God, right? It's tough, isn't it? Tough things happen. And we say bad things sometimes. We say hurtful things to other people, right? And we shouldn't. But if we do, we need to remember to stop it, apologize, and try to do better. Now, next week, we're going to have another book. Remember we read last week, The Boy with Big, Big Feelings. Well, next week, I'm going to read about The Girl with Big, Big Questions. It's by the same author as that book. It sounds like it's going to be interesting. See you next week, okay?